So here's some pictures that we took of the 4DI, and I'm going to just walk you through quickly of what the 4DI is and what does it look like. So essentially, it's a massive room which has about 45 square meters of interactive touchscreen. And it has a wraparound display. I'm not ashamed to say that I was inspired by Star Trek. So this is kind of like the holodeck. The kids can go in, and the teacher can decide, OK, today we are going into ancient Singapore, or today we are going to see a desert, or today we are going to go outer space. And the lab can actually take the children there virtually. And it's very immersive. You know, even in your peripheral vision, what you see is this, this experience that the teacher is trying to share with you. It's very thematic and organized. It's got a lot of content. So we can do things like microscopic worlds, and we can do massive sort of macro views of the solar system. And so there's many ways in which the children can enjoy the environments that the teachers want to tell them about. It's completely immersive. We've got a lot of different kinds of technologies that work together to make sure that you're completely engaged with the experience of learning. We've got things like, there is positional sound. So if you stand next to the waterfall, you'll hear the water most loudly. But if you walk away and you stand next to some bushes, you might hear the insects more than the water. So it's completely positional sound, and it sort of really lends a completely different kind of immersion and feel to it. One of the things that we are doing is that we've actually linked the air conditioning system to the virtual world. So if there is wind blowing in the virtual world, there is real physical wind blowing in the real world. It's not as dramatic as having your hair fly away or having you fly away, but it really adds to the immersion. It really adds to the engagement and the experience of the children. It's completely social. It's designed as a system, unlike a computer, to work with 40 students accessing it all at the same time. So it's all the children come in, and the teacher gives them a brief, and then they all go on and find what excites them, what interests them. And they all sort of start experiencing this virtual world on their own terms, by their own interests. It is connected, so you can actually use many devices to connect to the system. And one of the things that happens is people chat with each other on these devices, and it sort of creates, as Aisha was saying, it creates hybrid behaviors, because children use this chatting function as a cheat. So there are 3 teams that are competing with each other. Some teams will chat with each other so that the others don't know what's going on. But it also is connected because you are in a physical place, and this leads to sort of physical constraints. And what kids do is some kids will come and stand in front of other teams so that they can't see what's going on the screen, while their friends quickly try to gain some advantage. So it's completely connected also, not just in terms of technology, but it's also connected in terms of the human behavior, the human play that happens between these children. It's, like I said, it's the world's largest multi-touch display. And what we've done is that we've actually tried to create it like a visual dictionary. So this whole world is presented to you. You're not told where learning is available. You go to it, and you see what interests you. And if there is something that interests you, you can just reach out and touch it, and immediately information will be presented to you about that thing. So that information can be text, it can be videos, it can be graphics, it can be sound, of all kinds of information. We really had to compete with the PlayStations and the Xboxes. I mean, like, at the end of the day, we are a gaming company, and we were making a game-based learning experience. So we thought, OK, how do we compete with an Xbox or a PlayStation? They have their million-dollar budgets, multi-million-dollar budgets, and we don't have that much money. What we did is that we allowed the kids to control avatars in this virtual world using their mobile phones. Okay, so it's kind of like the Xbox experience, but you're using a mobile phone to control the avatar that's in the virtual world. Now think about this. There are 40 kids in the classroom. All of them have their avatars in the virtual world, and each of them are using their own mobile phone to control the avatar that's on the screen. So this leads to some very exciting play possibilities. I mean, like whether it's in terms of collaboration or competition, we see some very, very interesting behavior emerge in children as they engage with this medium. Another thing that we've done is that you can actually do, whatever you do in the game on your mobile phone, whatever information media you access, when you take your mobile phone out of the lab, that media stays with you. So if you wanted to you saw an exciting video that you saw inside the virtual world, it's actually downloaded to your mobile phone. So when you go out, you can watch it again, you can read it again, and sort of really leads to that learning anytime, any place kind of concept. Definitely, kids have come back and told us that it's completely the one thing that they love doing in school. We've had tremendous success, I think partially because this is an experience that they can't, the children can't get outside the classroom. But I think more importantly, because this is an experience that connects to the children as who they are today. They want to do many things, they want to be with many people, they want to enjoy themselves, and they want to be engaged on their own terms. So I think it's something that has really worked out very well for the school. The kids are really enjoying it a lot. Multimedia, the way media has been presented has completely changed. So we are not like Google. We don't show you a million results for everything that you do. But what we end up doing is that we end up letting you search for things in a more physical way. And sort of very interesting connections come up even within the media. You see a picture and you like the picture, you want to read a little bit more, you go and see the text, maybe that doesn't make sense to you and you want to watch a video. It even may be something like you want to play a mini game within this virtual world. What we've seen is that media, which kids were shying away from earlier, has become very exciting and interesting to the kids in this space. So I think one of very interesting things that I saw was we actually made a rainforest virtual world, and somehow we had in some portions large quantities of text that made their way into the media of this virtual world. And we had kids busily typing away on their mobile phones, trying to sort of make sure that they make all the notes from inside this media experience. And this is something I think which was a very unique experience in school, where kids actually found some text that they didn't necessarily have to read, but wanted to make notes and wanted to copy it and wanted to read it. It's very new, especially for Singaporean students. So what we've been trying to do is we've been trying to completely change the way learning happens. And how we're trying to do that is by letting kids play and sort of figure out what skills they need, what information they need, and how they want to engage with that information in a very safe environment. And I think that's sort of really led to a completely new experience of how teaching and learning happens in the school. I think going forward, as Mr. Pradeep was saying, we will definitely be seeing a lot of, I hope, a lot of more success coming out of Singapore because of all this great learning that is happening today at the primary level. Thank you.